Oh, the numbers are moving.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. Hey, Rob.
I was just waiting for some atmospheric wind to blow because we are on the prairie. We're on the Lone Prairie. Well, you were at Lonesome Valley. We're now at the Prairie Patio.
Prairie Patio of Wren House Brewing Company.
Right. And, we'll take some exterior shots so it doesn't look like we're in an industrial warehouse, which we kind of are, but it is pretty scenic here.
Arizona is a wildly beautiful place, brimming with over 100 brewing companies. I'm Rob Fulmer, the Executive Director of the Arizona Craft Brewers Guild. I'm joined by Deputy Director Andrew Bauman. Together we cover the state, bringing you the best of what's happening at our breweries and beyond. Welcome to Arizona Beer Frontier.
Right, and we'll take some exterior shots so it doesn't look like we're in an industrial warehouse, which we kind of are, but it is pretty scenic here. The clouds are rolling in. That's why we have plastic bags all over everything. We're outside. We have a roll of paper towels.
We're ready to evacuate at any moment's notice. But yes, we saw it had poured rain here earlier, and that there were clouds coming in, so we decided to set all the equipment up. It's perfect. This is also near an airport.
It is.
Those buildings right there are the airport, and I see a super cool plane flying over right now.
We're on a high mesa. That's what I'd like to say.
It's a high mesa, yeah.
Because you can see on one part of it, you can see the Granite Dells, which is, just to the north east of Prescott.
That's the name of the mountains?
It's just those rock formations, those exposed rocks that they're trying to protect from further development, I guess, because you see save the dells, preserve the dells. So we're in. We're not really in Prescott Valley. I don't know what we're incorporated here as. It's Prescott proper, I guess.
I think.
Yeah, but it's not anything like anyone would
imagine Prescott. Yeah.
If you haven't been here, and if you didn't enroll in Embry Aeronautical College or whatever it is here, or have a general aviation license, you probably wouldn't really run into this. So it is very beautiful out here. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's you got to take about 7 windy, weird roads. Mm-hmm. But it's totally worth it when this place is rocking in the summer or in the fall. It's dog friendly. They have the old school Oktoberfest style tables, the very thin plank with the metal folding apparatus that you would see if you're in Munich.
And some of them even have backs, which is very fancy. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
They had Oktoberfest here last weekend.
They did.
And it was rocking, is what I heard.
Huh. This Oktoberfest is really sneaking up on me.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere.
I just saw another brewery announce Lake Pleasant on September 17th.
Seems like everyone's full in on the 17th. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, tradition, right?
I suppose, yeah. Also traditionally not emailing us and telling us, but that's okay.
Also a tradition. Long-standing tradition of guild members not telling us.
So
our friends at Phoenix Magazine, Johan, is attempting to hastily put together a list of all the Oktoberfests coming to Arizona. Because I saw one for Tucson, which, wow, they've got like 17 of them. That's retailers and breweries, but I forwarded it to Johan and said, hey, bro, let's do this for Phoenix. He said, yeah, I'm in.
Awesome. Good for him. So we are here in Prescott to meet with some of our members in nigh on 30 minutes. So we thought we'd just capture some thoughts on this is the last leg of our trip. We started
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday in Havasu.
We went to Lake Havasu, went to Mud Shark Brewing Company. We took different routes. You took the southerly route.
True.
Because I was going to go and spend a little more time in Kingman. on the front end of the trip. You hit that on the way out.
Correct.
I went and met with. There's been some changes in Kingman. There are still 2 breweries.
Mm-hmm.
There are still 2 versions of Rickety Cricket. One is more of the restaurant, full-service sports bar restaurant that serves all the Rickety Cricket beers. And further on down the street is where they moved the brewery, and it's Dirty Does, which is Terry and his wife, Stacy Thompson. They were really interested in a certain type of pizza. I can't remember. They're certified by some international.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had a pizza there. It was very good.
Yeah, I did too. And we had pizza a lot that day.
This weekend has been a big pizza weekend for me.
And it's just all circumstantial happenstance kind of thing. So those are the
very
two.
good, however, that when you're camping, that pizza maintains its integrity overnight. So then you have pizza breakfast.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's true.
Speaking of, I got to check. I have two pies from Wiki up.
Oh, that's true.
They're in my truck. Anyway, the 2 breweries are there. They also have a remote tap room in Lake Havasu City. It might be confusing because at one time the other brewery in Havasu, Lake Havasu City, in Kingman, Blackbridge, also had a tap room, but that is now Jeremy's Juke Joint and has nothing to do with Blackbridge. So
I went to Blackbridge on. Okay, well, let's just get back to Friday. So Friday.
Yeah, I went to that one and I talked to Nick, the general manager over at Rickety Cricket. Terry was in Florida, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him. And then I talked to Jesh, who is emerged as the chief owner. He and Joe are in charge of the brewing. And everyone that I talked to seemed really excited about the fact that they were on that right now.
At Blackbridge.
Yes. If anyone knew Kerry from Blackbridge, he has moved on to Grand Canyon in Williams. So just some shuffling of the cards there. But the town is, I think it's really super cool. I wish I would have spent the night there, and because there's some cool dive bars. And I never really took advantage of the Route 66 stuff. I'm starting to get into it a little bit more, especially now that there's not as many tourists.
That town will inspire you if you're not a Route 66 person. Like, I'm not a Route 66 person. But
yeah.
when I went there, I was like, oh, I want to get a picture in that. Oh, I want to check out the museum. This is actually cool.
Yeah. It's not as glitzy as some of the, maybe if you just had a passing dip into one of the 66 towns, that you might get roped into some of the merch areas. And maybe that's what you want to do. Ooh, maybe that's I hit the microphone awkwardly. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe they want to buy a bunch of things for your family and all that stuff. That's fine. But I was more looking at it from the historical perspective and really how it built the town and how it took away things from the town and how it was brought back. I just actually listened to a podcast. The show NPR had a segment on how women business owners along Route 66 were really the driving force behind some of that, and and a couple of families. One of them that was recognized at the governor's conference we were at this last time around. But it was a incubator for women businesses as the highway closed, because they were going to sell things to tourists. So all very cool and interesting stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So Kingman, that's what I did, and then we came together, you and I.
I had no fun adventures on the way there. I just got to Parker and I thought, oh, I'm here. And then it was 45 minutes more. And I was like, oh, God damn it. This is the longest drive.
But that's a different scenery you're getting. And I was getting these rolling hills, much
it was very
like
different scenery.
Yeah. You get a lot more desert stuff. I had more, I don't know, high plains or whatever. But we met at Mud Shark, and it was great to see Scott.
And Tina.
Scott Stocking and Tina Stocking. The last time I had been there was when they did their grand opening, and they moved all their operations and everything on the front of the house side to that location. They always had the brewery there. They expanded, put in this pizza oven. They have this gorgeous patio. It was a little cloudy, so we didn't really get to appreciate the sunsets like that normally you would get there. You can see a little piece of the lake. But those two were there. Joe made the trip from Blackbridge. Who else did we see? Mark from Mud Shark, who's literally worked at every brewery in that town.
Justin.
Yeah. And
The Lake the Havasu Brewing Company crowd. Brewery in planning.
Justin Halart, we should say, is from College Street.
Yes.
He made an appearance.
Yes.
A couple other folks from the brewery, Mud Shark, and we had some beers. And then you went to your campsite.
We went over to College Street afterwards.
Oh.
And did a little hanging out
Yeah.
in the cooler.
Yeah.
And then I took off a little early.
We drank in the walk-in cooler, yeah.
Everyone else was there, but I had to get going 'cause I didn't want it to be dark when I got to my campsite, but
No, I get it.
it was dark when I left.
We stared at a patch of dirt where they're going to expand from, what are they doing, like 6,000 barrels that they could get up to as much as 20 or something like that.
I think they're going from like 8,000 to 50,000
Theoretically,
because they're going to have both brew houses still.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So that's exciting for them. This is one of those, if you don't, FedEx truck, he's probably lost. There's nothing out here. Go away. I actually saw him eating his lunch in a little
he was hanging
crop
out
of
back
trees.
Like he was hiding. He was trying to
Totally.
camouflage that FedEx truck. Oh, I didn't even see you there, bro.
What were we talking about?
The expansion at College Street.
Big Blue Van that's a brand that a lot of people in Arizona buy.
A lot.
So much so that if you are, if you're not talking to your friends and your friends of friends, you probably wouldn't know. But it is a substantial amount. I would say it tracks almost, maybe 10% less than what, maybe 20% less than what Mother Road does with Tower Station, almost to a T. Like in terms of like that's the major brand. They have some other brands that are local favorites. They're every once in a while trying to get some things on the shelf. So it tracks the same, and so maybe the coolness factor isn't there, but I don't know. It's exciting. I mean, for Lake Havasu to have that kind of a brewery there, really driving things, and then also like Mud Shark is, up there too. It's not like they're, anything. So we had to take an unexpected break. We had a business call that we had to take, but where we left off here before the break was, I think you were going to your campsite. Tell me about that.
That's true. Okay. Well, I decided I was going to camp at Walupai Peak.
Wallapai.
Thank you. I don't know. It starts with an H. It has an A and a couple U's in it. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Wallapai.
Yeah. Well, and now Hassayampa. That's another one you got to work on.
Hassayampa's easy. I got that one.
Okay.
There's a bunch of S's.
Wallapai.
Wallapai, yeah. And also the H's made noise in Hassayampa. So, yeah, I went up there and got there super dark. So I just kind of grabbed a site that was far enough away from anyone else. And
that's like on the way to Kingman. So it's like a 45-minute drive, yeah?
It was far. It was 45 minutes to Kingman, and then it's like another 15 minutes up the mountain.
Okay, yeah.
You go to Kingman, and Kingman's cool at night, too, with all the neons going and everything. But, that was the story.
Yeah.
Got there.
Did you get any good pictures?
Some great pictures.
Yeah, you have to send them to me. I have to look at those.
They're awesome.
So you did that, and you had cold pizza, apparently.
I did. Camping for me is not about, I don't like having a campfire. It's
no, I don't either.
dumb to me. So it's really easy for me to camp in my car. It's the platform set, the 2 drawers, one's for camping, one's for cooking, and everything's there. I don't have to do anything except maybe put up like a folding chair, but at that one, there's a picnic table. I had to pay to camp. Oh, that's the worst. That's because it was dark and I didn't know where I could just like pull off. So
Yeah.
I ended up going up and paying for camping at the county park, which is a very nice park.
Was that $12?
I think it was 20.
Ooh.
It's the $10 fee for day use and $20 overnight. But it was $20. It's fine.
So
Not the end of the world.
I met.
Wait, but yesterday,
Yeah.
$4 for my campsite.
Nice.
Okay, go on.
I don't even doubt. So I went back to my hotel. Hotel is a place it's a business. There's several rooms and you can rent them out. It's something you should look into once in a while.
I've heard of this.
And I met Mark Morrison and Joe. I can't think of his last name, but Blackbridge. And we went out, and I convinced him to go to the Elks Lodge in Lake Havasu because I am an elk because it's very close to my house in Flagstaff. It's and they're wonderful people, and they do a nice restaurant thing once in a while. So now the thing is, I'm going to try to hit all of these. And I there's one in Prescott Valley, not Prescott. So now I don't know. I might have to hit that on the way into town.
Oh, boy.
So, well, I don't know. It's Monday. I don't know if they're going to be open. But the Lake Havasu one is like the 4th largest one in the country.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's just, it's very, I don't know, 1982 kind of old casino looking in terms of but it's well maintained. It is crystal clean and all that stuff. And they had this other room. There was a band playing in the other room. And you're in luck. They're playing for 15 more minutes. I'm like,
I am so in luck.
well, it wasn't like it was really loud. It was actually pretty pleasant. And I don't remember what cover songs they were playing, but it didn't disagree with me.
Cool.
So they had Sierra Nevada on tap.
Oh, nice.
But very distributor driven taps. But
Sure.
who cares,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they have a full menu. We just missed it though. Full restaurant.
Wow.
Which doesn't
Well,
always happen.
I think that the demographic of Havasu skews a little to the older side.
The older active side, because let me
Yeah.
tell you, when I joined the Flagstaff one with a cadre, I would say 25 people my age or younger. We didn't change the average age very much. They literally pointed that out to us. We brought it down 0.1% from the 70s or something like that. So yeah,
71.8 to 71.7. Good job.
exactly. So it was good to see all those people in a social setting and kind of run down some of the things that we've got going on with the guild and some of the things that maybe they didn't know about. So that was good. So that was the point of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went our separate ways again.
Yeah. On the next morning, I woke up, went into Kingman, got to Blackbridge right at 11 o'clock in the morning. And Joe's usually the bartender on Saturday morning, so there is someone else there opening. And one thing that I just remembered is don't be there at the minute that the door opens, because then you're just an asshole. So I did that, and I felt like the jerk. Like, oh, here I am. Now looking through the window, it wasn't like that at all. But I felt
Can I get
that.
3 samplers right off the bat?
So
Let me see your merch.
So I stayed there for a while. Then I went to Rickety Cricket and got a pizza and a beer there. And then, what did they have? They had something that I really liked.
Pizza?
No. I mean, the pizza was fine.
Yeah.
One thing that I also need to remember is that whenever I order a pizza, to ask for it well done. Every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't care how long it takes.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And most places are like, okay, this person wants to eat. Better get this out quick. And then I just want it more done.
It's true. I like the char on the bottom.
Yeah.
And
that was definitely the style of pizza that they were going for. It was beautiful and bubbly and rustic.
Yeah, if you hit them right when they're opening for lunch and stuff, maybe they're just turning and burning too. I get that. I did not realize it takes about 3 hours to get back from Havasu to Flagstaff. My wife was meeting me up there with the dog, and I kind of got there a little late. I think I was a little bit hungover too. Let's be serious. I was drinking. After
Let's be serious.
After the Elks Lodge, it was that place where they serve Bud Heavy and with the martini olives and the martini jar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't necessary, but it was fun. We had a good time and just hanging out, So I had to get up the next morning and grab their competition beer, Mud Shark.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it back, and I found out from Mark he was getting up earlier than me, and I should have taken his cue because he was going also to Flagstaff. He's going to Snowbowl because there was a fundraiser for the Flagstaff floods, which are mainly because of the fire scars, and they just get the course of the traditional waterways gets overloaded, and you get a lot of mud, and there are sandbags everywhere, mostly on the east side and some to the west of town. A good chunk of the city is spared because of the elevation, but everywhere there's a road, going somewhere is a problem sometimes. So it's you could be, the floods could come and go, and if you weren't there for the hour and a half that it mattered, you wouldn't even know. Except, why does it look like shit down here now?
All of a sudden, everything's covered in trash and leaves and.
So there was 20 breweries up at the top of Snowball.
That's so cool.
And they charged $20, and you got to drink some beers. It was a kind of in a small space, but really spectacularly beautiful. It was on top of the gondola platform. Could have used a few more people to show up. That would have made it worth the effort. But everybody was there, happy to be there. Alex Phillips from Grand Canyon was there. A couple of folks at Bonehouse were there, Rachel, and people from people from Ska were there. A couple of out-of-state breweries. Ted Golden and John Schmidt from Four Peaks were there. Burke from Huss was there. I got to talk to him about his mushrooms. I don't know if you know about this.
No, those are daughters.
No, what? He's a mushroom forager.
Oh, great.
The kind you eat for
cool
calories and taste.
Huh.
The last time I was at Huss, people were like carving up the mushrooms. Like, he had like this 10-pound mushroom that they cut up into these giant strips. They look like giant like mozzarella cheese sticks. He cut them into these sticks, and then he had a bunch of lobster mushrooms too. But
and then what, did they just eat them raw? Do they just
no? They saute them. They basically make an Alfredo sauce and throw them in there, and then they made those giant 10-pound ones into steaks. But if you were gonna do something else with them, they cut them into those giant mozzarella-looking sticks. You could play Jenga with these things. They were so big.
That's a lot of mushroom.
Yeah. Anyway, I talked to him a little bit about that. It was cool, but it's probably 35 minutes up a windy road. So I guess that's probably why people didn't make the effort. I mean, I probably had 5 4-ounce beers, over the course of a while. The point is you're giving money to a cause, and
right,
and the breweries are showing up, and
that's what we do.
I know.
That's what breweries do. They show up for their communities.
Yeah. So there was a raffle with all kinds of things, and I placed my bids in several different things, and so did Brenda, and I won a New Belgian bike.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
you sent me a picture of that.
Yeah.
You looked very happy.
It was funny because we literally we should buy some raffle tickets right before they're done, and literally get up to the top of the stairs, up to where the beer is, and they read off the first ticket. And Brenda's like, "Oh, I just missed it." Well, I'm like, "That means I won it." So I'm trying to go down there, and I don't know for sure if I have the ticket. I just presumed, and they're starting to read the next number. I'm like, "No." I'm trying to say it so I'm trying to say it so they don't look at me, because if I have the wrong one, yeah. So
whoops.
So that's still up in Flag. That's getting tuned up because, literally every beer rep said, "Don't ride that yet," because Bobby Stoller from Legacy put it together, and she's like, "Oh, you want it? That's so cool. Don't ride it." I'm like, "I put it together. That shit is unsafe." So, confirmed. The seat was on backwards, apparently, or not the actual seat part, but the post was backwards. I'm like, yeah, that's why it looks really awkward. It looks really awkward. So that'll
You
be
put
nice.
it together. Don't write it. Don't write it. I'm glad you got it, Rob. Now we won't get sued.
The other bike that I think it was Absolute Bikes in Flagstaff donated went to one of the workers there who rides his bike a lot.
That's
so
cool.
He was very excited. He rode the bike. I have
Awesome.
no idea who put that together. Maybe the bike store. So maybe he's
Probably in good shape.
He's in good shape. So
Well, other than that, he probably knows how to take it apart and put it back together himself.
probably.
You do too. Don't kid yourself.
I
Don't
just
sell
don't.
yourself short, Rob.
Yeah. Well,
When you have that many bikes.
So this is my second New Belgium bike that I've won, which is kind of weird. I think the answer here is to Rob, why Rob doesn't have a local bike is because I don't know that many local breweries are putting out a bike. I know Huss did one. I know Santan's done one. The Guild has done a couple.
Really?
Yeah, we did a beer week bike several times.
Huh. I didn't
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, so I have one, but I bought it separately because obviously I can't. If I win that, it doesn't
It'd be
make
a
any
little,
sense.
little dicey.
Well, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why would I? Yeah, never mind.
Okay. I went camping in a place called Wild Cow Spring.
You did. You texted that, and I kept wanting to look it up. Every time I tried to look it up, I didn't have any connection.
So I went past the Wallapai Park entrance. Now it just flows.
Yeah.
And then I went to Wild Cow. That starts with a W.
Yeah.
Wallapai.
Is it like?
Wild
Is
Cow.
it WYLD like Wild Stallions?
No. And that was nice. There was no one else in that whole campground.
Yeah.
Someone was there when I got there, but they left on Saturday late, I think because they wanted to make sure they didn't miss football in the morning, just from the stickers on the truck and stuff. I could tell they were
Right.
very excited about opening day of football.
Huh.
So I essentially had this whole park all to myself. It was cool. There was a
Yeah.
river, like with water in it, which I'm not used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. And then I left there, and then I got to do adventure driving over roads that had been rained on and just were not good. It was a fire evacuation route. I thought, okay, if it's a fire evacuation route, they keep an eye on it, right? Because it's like for an emergency. No, that's not the case.
No, they run a grader over it.
Once a year.
No, or when they know they're going to have to use it, they
Okay, well,
engineer that stuff.
Well,
Right
let me
then.
tell you something. It had been a while.
Yeah.
So I made one bad move and bottomed or hit the front. I wish I had skid plates under my car. That's what I'm saying. And then
Yeah, as long as you don't leave any oil on the ground, you're fine.
I didn't break anything. I don't think. Like my front with fairing along the bottom popped off. So I punched it back on. So that's fine. And after that, whenever I came to a situation like that, I got out my shovel and modified the road to fit my car's needs. It's a little tiny shovel, but it did the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a slow go. And then when I got to the highway, there's 3 hours until I got to, where was the next place I was going? Oh yeah, Cottonwood.
Or Clarkdale. Who,
I don't want to say one or the other.
You told me that they correct you.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going to Smeltertown Brewing in Cottonwood, and they're like, no, that's Clarkdale.
Oh, you got it wrong.
I got it wrong, I guess.
Oh, okay. I thought you made it sound like they were like, don't go there. That's Clarkdale.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. No. I was like, that'd be very petty.
Yeah, that would be. No, it was. Yeah, it was cool. And I went to Belfry Brewing, and I went to Smeltertown, and I didn't get to that brewing, but I've gone to their Pine location several times. So
You had never been to their
Cottonwood, no.
We'll go back. We'll go back with.
Wait, don't rope me into this. What are you talking about?
No, we'll go back. We'll go back for a wine and beer weekend with.
Oh, that's a good idea.
With our wives.
That's a good idea, because that would be fun.
Yeah,
People love going to those towns for wine.
they do, and they end up drinking beer too. Then. And eating pizza because we had pizza at Mudshark.
Yeah.
We had pizza in Kingman.
Riggedy Cricket. I think that was all my pizza.
I was offered a piece. I was offered half a pizza at one of the places I was at that same night. I'm like, oh my god, no, can't do it.
Then I went camping at Mingus Mountain, and that's like on the way to Prescott from
Yeah.
Clarkdale. So that was groovy.
Yeah,
Great.
well, I didn't do anything.
That was $0 camping right there. Mangus
On-
Mountain is just dispersed camping free on BLM or National Forest.
On Sunday, I didn't do anything. I
Oh.
I rode the bike around Flagstaff after Brenda went
The New
back.
Belgium?
No,
Oh,
no,
phew.
no. No, I have another bike up there.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was just regular household chores, because we have to. If I'm the last guy, then I have to clean up.
And now
There
it's
wasn't
Monday.
that much, yeah. It's Monday, yeah.
Now it's Monday. And I went to Lonesome Valley Brewing my first time there in Prescott Valley.
Yeah.
Very nice. Just, I had a Reuben that was delicious. The beers were all solid. It's a cute little place. I like how they have the outdoor lights strung up inside, and it makes it look like fun. And nice little flow. I was there for like 3 hours working, and just people coming in and out. And very neighborhood joint. I loved it.
Yeah, I went to Ash Fork and was going to get lunch, and I went to the Oasis Lounge, which said, they had a menu. I saw the menu online. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go there. Yeah, there was no food. So
They were kidding.
I had a can of Pabst and a bag of Cheetos, and I considered going down the road to the other place that's on Route 66 there, which was probably just as quaint. But no, I mean, I talked to some folks there. It was just, they were telling me how cool it is up there, and in the off season, and I believe it because you can see forever. It's not wooded. It's I don't know. It's just different, and they make a good argument when you can see these really puffy clouds all day today.
I am a fan of trees when I'm camping.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, those people were in a bar. It has a roof and walls.
Ah, roof and walls.
Yeah. Well, they weren't camping.
Kind of like a hotel then?
Yeah, kind of like a
Oh,
hotel.
I get it. I get it.
No.
So now we're here in Prescott at Wren House Brewing, and we're about to have a meeting with some of our members from breweries in this area of the state, since it's really tough for people to get to Phoenix and Flagstaff and Tucson when they're busy running a business. I thought we'd bring the guild to them.
Yeah. So, and now we have an appreciation of that drive.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I would have liked to have spent on both last week's voyage and 1 or 2 more days and take it a more leisurely pace, and also built in more work hours. Because when you drive that far, it kind of takes the gas out of, no pun.
It is rough, man. It is rough. Like I pulled into town before the brewery opened, and my plan was to kind of work there, and then I had to do something for an hour before that. I eventually found a Starbucks. I should have used my map, but I drove up and down the main strip, and there's no Starbucks there.
Yeah.
There was a Dutch Bros.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we put a pause here? We might make a second episode if we talk to some of our members, if that's how it goes.
That's a good idea.
If we have too many beers in us and it doesn't work out, or if it starts to rain, we'll just have to pick it up another time. But that's our adventure.
That was a wild
northern-
beer weekend adventure.
Northwestern Arizona.
Yeah, we just have to get to edge of the world.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Soon.
I need a airplane for that though. I think.
Yeah, it's a long drive. But I don't know. I might be back up this way next weekend because I'm going to take some time off and maybe even do exactly some of the same things I just did, but have fun.
There you go. Cool.
Awesome.